went live and realized I had no mic. The mic wasn't plugged in. Fabulous. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Mothers to be. Old book smell. Hey Curdy. Welcome back. Sorry about the last time where you got disconnected, where we got disconnected. Yes, thank you. I am doing well. I hope you're also doing well. Most welcome, Jen, and thank you for joining us again today. I just spoke with my daughter, chatted with her. The look on her face whenever she answers the phone, it's just so beautiful. Warms my heart. My day this far, yeah, it's been a good day. Productive. Cleaned the house up a bit. You know, Sunday's the start of the week for me. I make it the start of the week. Yeah, I just take one day off. One day to do my own thing, to do nothing. And that's Saturday. I stay in bed all of Saturday, play video games all of Saturday. But yeah, this morning I cleaned up the kitchen and the living room, and then I did laundry, and here I am now, doing tarot readings. Oh, I was also moving pig houses around. So there are pigs, and they've got these half-drum houses. It's like I don't know if you've seen those big green JoJo water tanks, 5,000 liter water tanks. Basically, it's one of those cut in half. That's a pig house. They sleep inside there with some wood chips and sawdust on the ground. And they all broke out of their their pen. Yeah, there's sections of the fence that are like weak because it's like a 2-year-old fence. They just push it over, and so I put them in a newer fence, something that was built a little more recently. And so then my brother and I were carrying their houses over. Did that after I finished the laundry. Yeah, children are the most precious gift. And I hope your day has been good so far. How are you guys doing today? What you been up to on this Sunday on Mother's Day? Music. On the topic of music, there's a really cool band. I don't even know if you can call them a band. Heilung. I don't know if you guys have heard of them. They're a Norwegian, I don't even know what genre, but it's fucking cool. Check it out. It's very interesting music. Heilung. I think maybe, yeah, that's right. Just starting with breakfast and slow going. Nice. Yeah, it's like what, 10 past 9, half past 9, something like that, close to 9:30 for you. It's 3:30 for me, 3 p.m. Yeah. Yeah, it's not a guess. You know, last time when I was drawing and you asked me what time is it, I remember from then. Memory, good memory. Yeah, just change the words until it fits in. Hey, Jess, welcome back. Good to see you again. I love people who use star emojis. I use star emojis. Not usually that one, I usually use the 3 different stars. Or the one that's like shooting, a shooting star. Jenna says, I don't have that type of mind. I call it my superpower. Living more in the moment. Yeah, well, I would call my memory a superpower as well. Ah, there's the one, Kurti, there's the one, and there's the other one, Jen. Those are the stars I was talking about. The shooting star and the 3. What are those stars? It's like the stars that the wise men follow in the New Testament. Yes, thank you, Jessica, I am doing well. I hope you are as well. I hope you're doing well. And yeah, happy Mother's Day to you if you're a mom. Happy Mother's Day to your mom. Hope you spoiled her today. I gave my mom a tree. Oh yeah, Red Devil. Red Devil. That's the name of the plant that I gave my mom. Yeah, I also use that one a lot. Yep, a tree. And I told her she must just show me where she wants it to be planted, and I'll plant it there for her, and I'll cover it with shade cloth so that the horses don't eat it. Your daughter's growing you apple trees, so she also gave you a tree, or she gave you seeds. The tree that I gave my mom is an indigenous plant. It's an indigenous tree that grows here in the garden route. Yes, thank you so much, Jess. And Jenna says she collects the seeds. Amazing. Has she planted any yet? And welcome, Nikki. What is that star sign? It looks familiar. It's this one here. What is that? I wouldn't know. Is it Libra, maybe? Has she germinated? Yeah, Libra, bingo. Yes, growing season is on, and she is so helpful. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear she doesn't just collect and hoard seeds, because I know that's like a trap that children often fall into. They're collecting trees, but they never end up planting them. The trees never end up growing. You and Jess are both Libra as well. So look at that. We got Nikki, Jenna, and Jessica Libras in the chat. There are 3 viewers at the moment, and all 3 of you guys are Libra. That's crazy. That is so synchronous. Libra energy. Yeah, I'm a Sagittarius. Not really. I mean, I'm born on the 26th of November, but I'm in the southern hemisphere. I was born in the southern hemisphere, so the zodiac is actually reversed, which makes me a Gemini. means that Gemini was in the sun when I was born, from a southern perspective. Kurti is a Gemini. Amazing. Knowing Jessica was meant to be. So you guys know each other? I think I asked this question already. You don't. You're in different countries. Am I right? A Gemini talker. A Gemini talker. I don't know if I get that one so much. Yeah, I don't think I get that. I don't get it. It's going over my head. Sorry about that. Well, you're saying you follow Vedic chart, or however it's spelled? Absolutely, Jen. I didn't know I will find a cis with a motherly figure like you. I don't know if I follow the Vedic chart. All the Geminis you know a lot and talk a lot. I know 2 Geminis, but then you know they don't behave like Northern Hemisphere Geminis. They're Southern Hemisphere Geminis, and they're pretty quiet. Okay, that's not necessarily true for all the Geminis I know. Some of them are talkative, but know a lot, they're not know-it-alls. Vedic chart. Vedic, or however it's spelled. The Vedic chart would be... I don't even know. All of it's going over my head. I don't know what the Vedic chart is. And Jessica says, well, yes, we do know each other since last year. Astrology, are you saying that these symbols, that this astrology chart is Vedic? Is to do with like Eastern tradition, like Hinduism and that stuff? I don't know. Is that Vedic? Is that Vedic? I don't know. If be Virgo, it's Eastern. That is the symbol of Virgo on this. There. It's not quite the way it looks there, but it is. So it is Eastern. Okay, cool. You see, now I'm learning something new. You're teaching me things that I didn't know. I didn't know. But yeah, here in the southern hemisphere, like, I don't know what is in the sun at the moment, but if I have a look, if you use that app that looks at the sky, and I'll see that it's not. What's in the sun is not what it's not what's in the sun according to traditional astrology. It's all upside down. It's all back to front from the southern hemisphere. So under that astrological placements, I'd be a Virgo, a different sign. You'd be a Virgo, but you're a Libra. Yeah, I don't know enough. I don't know enough about it. If you are a Libra, then you would be on the other side, in the south. Libra goes into the sun at the opposite time of year, basically. Everything is reversed. The moon, like the waxing crescent, is on the other side. The sun travels in the opposite direction across the sky. everything is upside down from here, or for me it's the right way around. If I go to the north, then it's gonna all be upside down for me. But for you guys, the way you're used to it, is it the right way? And then if you came down here, then you would see everything is upside down. Okay, so you'd be an Aries in the south. Welcome, They Love Judas. Very interesting username. You're not Otherkin, but this is fierce. I'm glad that you think it's fierce. Also, you don't have to be Otherkin to get a reading today. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, I guess I chose to use the word Otherkin for multiple reasons, not because like I identify as Otherkin or that I give any weight to that label. I just like the idea of being... I don't know if you know the album Kin Fables by Clan, and they've got a whole fairy vibe, so I like the idea of associating the word Otherkin with like fairy kin. And yeah, it also rhymes. It rhymes with skin, so They Love Judas says, oh yeah, my name is Judas, and I don't know why They Love just had to think of a user, haha. And then Jessica is asking Jenna, in Western, Jen? So there's only a northern hemisphere and a southern hemisphere. As Jen was saying, there is Western and Eastern astrology. Okay, yeah. The placement's being reversed on him, being born in a different hemisphere. Basically, we're saying the same thing right now. We're trying to explain the same concept. See you soon, Jen. And Judas, if you want a reading, you just gotta like ask a question, indicate that you'd like a tarot reading, and I'll just pull a spread for you. And the same applies to anyone else in the chat. Because earlier I saw we had like 6 viewers and no one asked for a reading. It was crazy. It's so unusual. People are usually in a big hurry to get into the queue. Not today. The floor is reflecting the light so intensely, it's like right in my face. How's that? Is that any better? Mildly better. Judah says, I would love a reading, Kerr. I honestly came for the energy, it's so soothing. Amazing. You could like feel the energy without even opening the stream, like you were just browsing and you saw, hey, look at that, and you just felt the energy rating of it. That's cool. That's really cool. But yeah, so I'll just draw a generalized spread for you then, unless you have a question. Oh. Throwing the cards around. Lord Lamar, welcome back. You join, awesome. So I'm going to do a little general reading for They Love Judas, and then I will read for you, Lord Lamar. Yes, of course I remember. Of course I do. A love reading would be nice. Okay, awesome. So the thumbnail and the topic is what gave the energy. Amazing. Amazing. That's very encouraging to hear. Thank you. Okay. What general guidance or what general What would the spirits just like to say to Judas regarding his or her love life? Six of Swords in the position of the past. She's in reverse. I don't know why I use that pronoun. Anyway, it works. So, Six of Swords, it's kind of talking about like a group of, like a study group, I don't really know, or like a group of mages. The energy of swords is like education, intellect, logic, reasoning. So and six is about interaction, it's about relationships. So it's kind of talking to me about like a group of individuals with common interests who are like studying together or researching together. The card in reverse is saying that each of you had a different piece of the puzzle. Each of you had your own unique ideas, your own unique experiences and knowledge. And so like what you knew and what you had was different to what someone else had. So then like them seeing you, they were intimidated by the fact like you knew more than them, and you looking at them, you're like, oh, they know more than me. But the truth is, each of you knew the same amount equally, but you knew about different things. Unfortunately, that it did create like this intimidation feeling, or some individuals in the group were not able to recognize the value that others were bringing. The whole process, though, it pushed you all past your limitations. It was difficult to acknowledge your limitations. That's what created the tension. There was like tension there. But all in all, you were learning from each other. The whole process was about evolving past your previous limits. So that is something you've just come through. It's what brings you into the present moment, and we're going to find out what is going on for you in the present. Queen of Swords, so lots of swords energy here, lots of logic and reasoning and intellect. So the Queen of Swords is like picking up a new topic. You have set a goal for yourself, and that goal requires that you research something or you learn about something before you can accomplish that goal. So in the present, that's what you're doing. You're picking up, you've set this new goal, and now you are researching or learning about the things you need to learn about in order to accomplish that goal, in order to move towards it. And this is a direct result of wherever you were here with the Six of Swords. It's like this experience, this group of individuals and the interaction between all involved, it's what brings you to where you are. And that is setting a new goal for yourself and learning what you need to learn to reach that goal. This card has some advice for you. It says, don't hold on to any attachments to outcome. Don't hold on to any expectations. Just move towards the goal and learn what you need to learn, but without any expectation. The expectation might lead to disappointment, so letting go of that would be in your best interest. Okay, so far what I'm getting is that there was, among these people, among these individuals that we saw with the Six of Swords, there was someone who was a romantic interest to you. Someone you had a crush on maybe, or someone who had a crush on you. Future interval is the number 9. It is the Hermit, also reversed. So that card is kind of talking about it's not really encouraging you to look for love, or if you are in a relationship. Okay, so the Hermit card is about self-isolation, and that's not physical isolation. It's talking about emotional isolation and mental isolation, spiritual isolation. The point of this kind of isolation is not to push people away. It's to give yourself space to reflect, to look back on your past, to look back on things that you have done and things you've perpetuated. Everything that you've worked on, any mistakes you've made, any breakthroughs you made, you reflect on it all so you can claim responsibility for your mistakes and thus avoid repeating them. Taking responsibility for your breakthroughs and successes so that you can repeat them. The card in reverse, it says that that you typically are the kind of person who will blame the environment and say, oh, I failed over there because X, Y, and Z wasn't lined up the way it's supposed to be, or oh, I was successful over there, but it was a fluke, it was just coincidence, not going to happen again. Downplaying your successes and pushing away the responsibility of your mistakes, and it just wants to warn you that that doesn't serve you. If you don't take responsibility for your mistakes, you will repeat them. And if you don't take responsibility for your successes, you won't repeat them. So, in the event that you are single, this card is saying, go inward, do a little bit of shadow work, consider your previous relationships and the kinds of things that they would say to you, or the things that would do that would trigger a strong emotional response, particularly negative responses. You want to see the root of that and understand why it is, because you can't make the partner responsible for your triggers. When they say something, it's not meant with a malicious intent to trigger you or make you upset. So we've got to be able to see the root of our triggers and take responsibility for them. And if you are in a relationship, it's saying that what's about to happen is if you're in a relationship, both of you are going to distance from each other. You're still going to be in the same space, but mentally distanced, mentally closed. And this is not something to worry about, because both of you are just going through a self-reflection. This Hermit card, the self-reflection, is the final stage before we reach completion. So whatever you guys have been working to manifest together, you're going into your self-reflective isolation period is the final stage before you see it realized. And that is your reading. So I hope you got some value from it, and I hope it gives you some things to think about. Otherwise, moving on to Lorelmar. So Lorelmar, I can read for you generally, or you can give me a question. They Love Judah says, thank you, Kerr. You're truly gifted. Yeah, this was really accurate, but I assume you already knew this. Thanks again. Yeah. Sorry I wasn't active, was just taking it in. Thank you so much. You're most welcome. And I do trust that what I'm speaking, what I'm channeling is what the reader, the subject needs to hear. I do trust in that. Sometimes people will get really upset and they'll accuse me of making shit up, and in those moments then I'm like, okay, I know with certainty that it was accurate, because otherwise why are you so triggered by it? But I'm so glad to hear that, yeah, that it was valuable for you. I Love Robots, welcome. I am good, thank you. How about you? Are you good? It's been a while. So Lorelmar is saying, can you sense the energy about my next serious boyfriend? Or give me guidance about the project I want to start? The work question is probably best right now. You're hesitant. I agree with you. I think the work question, this question about you seeking guidance on this project you want to start, that's probably better idea, because when you're working on yourself, you will attract people who are doing the same. When you're working towards your goals and you are accomplishing the purpose you've set for yourself, reaching for your heart's desires, then you find people who are doing the same and who are vibrating on that same frequency, and among them you find, you know, romantic partners that really resonate and are very much compatible. So I agree with you that the work question is the best one right now. Am I a Scorpio ascendant? No, I'm a Libra ascendant, and I am a Sagittarius sun and a Libra moon and Libra ascendant. Yeah, my eyes, hypnotic eyes, they change color. Oh, you're a Libra ascendant as well. Well, thank you for complimenting my eyes. I don't know about that, like hypnotic being a compliment. I'll take it as a compliment. Yes, that's my partner. My partner is giggling in the next room because my eyes have been a big topic of conversation on this channel. I'm glad to hear that it was meant as a compliment. My partner says the channel should be called Kerr's Eyes. We have the same sun and the same rising, but I'd never be as wavy as you. Gotta be that Libra moon spark. Okay, so what guidance do the spirits have for Lord Lamar regarding this project she intends to start, or he intends to start? Okay, so we've got an 8 of Wands in reverse as your first card. You are female, you're a woman. Amazing. Thank you for confirming. So, this 8 of Wands, it's kind of saying that this project that you're starting, it's like brought on by you adapting. The universe has brought you new circumstances, and you have to adapt to meet the circumstances. It's like a challenge. It's like the way you were living and the things you were doing are not compatible with this new reality or this new challenge that the universe is facing you with. So the idea of picking up this new project is part of that adaptation for you. It's you changing, it's you adapting who you are to match or fit the universe, to fit the challenges that the universe is presenting you with. Yeah. Present, we have a 4 of discs, also reversed. So, the 4 of discs talks about, your rule, the rule you have over your physical world, over your own health, over your fitness, over your finances, over your diet. And this card, it's reversed, so it's kind of saying that there's a bit of a lack of discipline in that regard. Like, you're here asking for guidance on this project you want to start. Why haven't you started it already? That's what this card is kind of saying to you. It's saying, why hasn't this project been started yet? Because you could have started it already. You have everything at your disposal that you need to start it. But there's like procrastination, and there's lack of discipline. It's just, that's basically what this card is saying. It's a little bit of a lack of discipline. You've just got to put yourself there, take the step. What else does this card want to say? You're concerned about the Mercury retrograde. I wouldn't be concerned. Yeah, it might slow you down, but here's an example. Say I start a download, right? I want to download, I want to do an update on my online video game, the game that I play. But I know that at this time of the day, there are a lot of people using the internet, so it's going to be really slow, and it's going to be frustrating. And then I say to myself, no, I'll do it later. So I miss out on like 4 hours of download just because I was concerned it was going to be slow or frustrating. that analogy is meant to apply to the retrograde. Like, yes, it might slow you down, you might have a lot of backtracking if you start now, but as long as you are patient and consistent and committed, you will still have made more progress by the time Mercury goes, I forget what it's called when Mercury is traveling in the right direction. By the time Mercury goes back into his regular pattern, you will still have made some kind of progress, even if it was little. Future interval is a six of wands. So the Six of Wands, it's a suggestion of how you can. So we saw with the Eight of Wands that you are doing this in order to adapt. You have this idea of a reality you want to create, and this is one of the means that you get there. This project will help you get to that reality you want to create for yourself. So this Six of Wands in the position of the future is a key on how you can unlock that future and ensure its success. So 6 is about relationship and communication, communication within relationships. It's basically saying that look around you and see who else is doing similar things, other people who are reaching for their heart's desires, starting up new projects, trying to set their intentions in motion. Look around you and see who you know, the people that you trust, who among them are on a similar journey, and also reach out to make new connections, join groups online that are to do with this project or this topic that you are starting out in, and learn. 6 is it's not just about relationships, it's about evolving, it's about growing, it's about overcoming your limitations through relationship, because each person has their own perspective, their own knowledge, their own experiences, their own piece of the puzzle. You have a piece, they have a piece, everyone has their own piece, so you can collect more pieces of your puzzle through interaction and through relationship. So that's a key. Looking to your existing friendships and close relationships where people might be doing something similar, learning from them and helping them learn through your example, and also establishing new connections also within the same sphere of topic, in the same general vicinity. And then I can only encourage you to turn this 4 of discs the right way around. Give priority to your physical world, to this project that you're starting. It's to do with your finances, so give priority to your finances, give priority to your security. Now that I have all of these cards together, it wants to say, like, if I take it all into consideration together, it's saying identify what is most important. So you know what your desire is, and you know how you're going to get there through this project. Now, what aspects of the project are most important? What is step 1? What is step 2? And label step 1 according to the activities or the productive actions that are most important to your outcome. And step 2 is the next step, and step 3 and step 4. And then you fulfill these things in that order of what's most important. Also be flexible. Like, there will be outside influences, there will be unforeseen events that come up that seem to get in the way of your schedule or your priorities, and then you want to just be flexible. You take things that are less important and you move them to later, and you bring the things that are more important and you just work it around that unforeseen event so that you can still fulfill it. The idea is that as long as you are doing something towards your priorities, you haven't backtracked, you haven't stagnated. As long as you're able to do something that is important to your outcome each day, you are still putting one foot in front of the other, moving towards that destination. And that's your spread. And you're most welcome, and I'm glad to hear that it makes sense and it inspires. Thank you so much. My voice, my eyes, my face, my talent. I love all the compliments. Thank you guys. You can blow me up some more. I love it. So, I love robots. Did you want a reading? Did you, want some cards? Or no? When I started doing this, it was weird. Talking to people and not being able to hear their voices or see their faces. And then I got used to it, and then I started doing private offerings, and then people wanted to do like a two-way voice call or video call, and that was also weird for me. It was like weird. Now I am talking to someone and I can hear their voice and I can see their face. I Love Robot says, sure, any message for me from the spirits, please and thank you, of course. Yeah, it was weird for like the first week, Jen, and then I got used to it, and got used to it. Welcome, Serenity of Soul. Thank you for joining. Any message from the spirits for I Love Robots? Queen of Cups. Can feel the energy though, yes, definitely. So as the first card, the Queen of Cups, she is saying that that other people are, what you see in them is typically a reflection of yourself. And in this card she's looking into a pond of water and her reflection is marred. It's like the waters are disturbed, so it's marred. So this symbol is kind of saying that the people that you interact with, like in your life, all of us interact with people all the time, and we see things in them that we like about ourselves, we see things in them that we dislike about ourselves, and the Queen of Cups energy is there to remind us that it's not the case. Like, the reason that someone else will say or do something is not the same as the reason that we would. So, though we perceive it as a reflection, we see it like, oh, you're saying or doing that, it looks like something I would say and do. Their motive for saying and doing that will not be the same as yours. So, the reflection is marred, is basically what it says. It says that each individual is actually unique. Even though what we perceive in them is a reflection of ourselves, they are actually completely unique, and there's nothing about them that's like us. It's basically a reminder. In the present, I have an 8 of Swords in reverse. So this card, it's kind of talking about you making changes to the way that you analyze things. like observing your thought process, at some point you realize that your purpose, the purpose you're setting for yourself, the goals you're setting for yourself, are not compatible with the way you have been analyzing things, or the thought patterns you have been entertaining, or the topics you have learned about in life, or that you have based your identity around, are not actually compatible with the goals that you desire, that you want to work towards. So some changes happening up there. You are re-examining that thought process, trying to adjust it, bring it into alignment with who you want to be. There's a specific character who has the life that you dream of. There's a specific character that has your goals fulfilled, and so you're making the changes that are necessary to bring yourself from who you have been into who you need to be, to see that realized for yourself, to see those goals complete, to see that reality yours. And this is not, it's not a realization that you came to of your own. You weren't meditating one day and then you came to the conclusion, hey, I need to make these shifts. No, it's more like you didn't have much of a choice. Trying to continue the way you had been was resulting in resistance, was resulting in backtracking. It was taking you away from where you wanted to go, and you had to change. You had to make these changes, to start implementing changes, or otherwise, who knows, ruin is the only other option. Future interval is number 10, trumps. Number 10 of the trumps called Fortune. So this card, it's like an encouragement to say to you, keep on, you're on the right track. All of the seeds that you have been sowing intellectually, so whatever you've been learning about, whatever you've been researching, the results are going to be seen. It will benefit you. Any investments that you've made into relationships of your time and energy, the results will be seen and you will see the returns. Any financial investments, any projects you've been working on, keep on with it, because whatever you're putting out, you're going to see the returns on it, and not a long time from now, very soon. You're like very close to success, very close to completion, so keep on. There's like a sentence that's coming to mind that's saying a lot of the people who gave up didn't realize how close they were to success, and it's just kind of saying that to you. Don't give up, because you're pretty close to completion. Okay. Serenity of Soul, you're up next. If you're still here. I'm so glad to hear that, robots, and you're most welcome. Awesome. So, should I just read generally, or general for the week? Cool. What does Serenity need to be aware of in this upcoming week? Okay, we've got a 10 of discs in reverse for last week. It just kind of says that things didn't quite go according to plan last week. Maybe you have an exercise routine, and yeah, maybe you weren't able to keep up with it. Maybe you've been trying to diet and maybe you cheated. Maybe you like it could be to do with like rent. It could be to do with tenants. It could be to do with work. I don't know what else you do for work besides property management. But yeah, Disc's energy is about your health, your diet, your fitness, and your finances. And it's just saying that things didn't go quite according to plan within these realms last week. So it shows up basically to say to you that you learned, that even if things didn't go according to plan, you still learned something through it. As long as you can recognize your own part to play and what you could have done differently in last week to ensure success, then you've still learned, and it's still fortune. You've still gained something. So yeah, apply it next week. Whatever mistakes you have identified from last week, apply the solution next week. Or whatever successes you had this week, reapply that method to achieve the same level of success next week. Present interval, Princess of Wands in reverse. So the first thing that this card says is working with others is important for next week. You have a resistance towards working with others, and this resistance is born out of like mistrust. You have intentions, and you're not so keen to share those intentions openly with just anyone, and also you are hesitant of other people's intentions. You're like weary of what their intentions might be, especially if they come offering help or offering anything. You're like, what do you want to get out of it? What's your ulterior motive? And this card in the present is kind of saying that it's not going to be beneficial to whatever is coming up for you in this new week. Being able to trust others and be clear about your intentions will be helpful in this upcoming week. It also wants to say that when you started, whatever it is that you started, like when you started buying land and building flats or whatever it is that you do, there was a lot of anxiety and fear and a lot of unknown, uncertainty. And it's like that fear was a living entity that bit into you, that anxiety, that fear of failure, fear of the unknown. And this card wants to say to you that in the present you have come full circle. You have built it up enough that you can't lose it. You know, you've learned so much through the process. There's nothing new in this line of work or in this industry. There's nothing new to surprise you. You have seen it all at this point. So even if you're still feeling that anxiety, it's time to let go of it, because yeah, fear of the unknown is no longer a factor in the present, because you know. And what other fears did we examine? It doesn't matter. Basically, in this card, we see the Tiger of Fear is dead, and it's still hanging on to the princess as she leaps forward towards her desires. But she's killed it, and it's time for it to fall away. And that's basically directed at you as well. Future interval is the Queen of Discs. So what is in store for you is security, like having a sense of security in desolation. Everyone around you is struggling, everything around you seems to be going to shit, but you are able to hang on to a sense of security and stability, and that is something you have hard won. It's not something that it was just given to you by chance. It's something that you have won through effort, and it's like you worked hard to get this level of security that you have. Though it is not all that you had hoped for, it seems to be more than what you can see around you. And what the world around you looks like, it's like barren and desolate, but you've got this sense of security. And that is what this week is. It's saying to you that you're going to have to work to keep that security. This week looks like, yeah, staying on top of the game, pushing yourself to stay on top of the game so that you can enjoy that sense of security even in the desert. And there's a bit of advice the card has for you, and it's saying don't look on the horizon this coming week. Don't look to the things that you still want to accomplish. Don't look to the things that still have to be done. Look at the things that are in the present. Yeah, because you're going to need to be maintaining what you have. That's what this week is about. It's about maintaining what you have, not about working towards things that you don't yet have. And if you try and look towards the horizon and go towards the horizon, you will risk losing or dropping that security that you have in the present. So yeah, I hope that I'm getting that point across with the Queen of Discs energy. In this card, the Queen is sitting in an oasis in the desert. So she has security in a desolate wasteland. When she's looking out towards the horizon, now if she gets up and moves towards the horizon looking for a better oasis, she's going to lose the oasis that she has. Who knows if she's going to find anything else out there in the barren wasteland. So it's kind of like that. It's saying stay where you are and work on maintaining what you have, because if you walk away from it looking for something better, you're probably not going to find it and you will end up losing what you do have. And yeah, that is your spread. So you're most welcome, and thank you for joining us today. And yeah. And that is everyone in the queue. The queue is empty now. What is the time? It's 4:15. My partner and I are gonna go and join my parents for like a Mother's Day feast. Fire grilled food in the evening autumn sun. Eating fire grilled food and sipping on cellar aged wine in late evening autumn sun. You can write a song about it. Soul Guidance, welcome back. So sorry about the other day, not yesterday, Friday. I Love Robots, yes, it is Mother's Day. It's Sunday. It's Sunday, 4:15 p.m. 4:17 p.m. So Soul Guidance, today we're doing tarot readings, and you're welcome to join the queue for a tarot reading. Queue is empty, so if you'd like a reading, I'll go ahead and do that reading for you right away. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Before I came online to stream, I chatted with my daughter, gave her a call, asked her how she's doing. She gave her mom a card for Mother's Day. Awesome. So I can do a general reading for you, or you can ask a specific question if you'd prefer. She also told me she was watching a silly movie, and she said, I'll show you the silly movie that I'm watching, but then she pointed the the camera, the cell phone, at the screen, but it was looking at her. You know, she didn't turn it around. So. I Love Robot says your daughter has your gifts, or your gift. I believe she does. She often will tell me things that she should have no way of knowing about. And she doesn't, you know, she's just channeling, she's just saying it. She doesn't know what she's saying. She also can see spirits. She tells me where the spirits hang out in her complex. She says there's a tree, like there's specific trees there where the fairies hang out, and there are like flashing lights by those trees. Yeah, so she does have some gifts, some similar gifts. When she turned 1 year old, on her first birthday, I gave her a set of runes. Just to play around with, you know, expose her to expose her to divination. Oh. Gave her a set of runes and a wand on her first birthday. Okay, so future of Donna and Pushkin. Cards jumping out, jumping out. So we've got number 11 and 9 of Wands in reverse. So number 11 is called Lust. And the 9 of Wands, it kind of talks about, it's like self-reflection. It's a lack of responsibility for one's intentions, for one's ill intentions and one's good intentions, not being able to see oneself clearly, or choosing not to look at oneself clearly. That's the 9 of Wands. And then number 11, Lust card. So yes, it's first of all talking about lust, that this relationship in the present is held together by lust, but it also talks about the strength of desire. So Donna and Pushkin, they have desires of what they want to create with their lives and what they want to create with their relationship, and that desire is very strong. It motivates them. It's kind of the glue that keeps them together. That dream, that collective dream, believing in it, and it's strong enough. It is enough. So this card, this 9 of Wands, needs to be turned the right way around. I don't know, it is talking about both of them, both Donna and Pushkin. When they started this relationship, they didn't have the healthiest of intentions. They had a lot of self-seeking intentions, and they don't want to acknowledge that. But things have changed. They also had selfless desires, wanting to serve the other, wanting to help the other grow and see them realize their dreams and their desires. And again, they don't really want to acknowledge that, because if they acknowledge their good intentions, they also have to acknowledge their selfish intentions, and that's scary. They don't want to, but they have to. This card has to be turned the right way around. Let's have a look at the future. Okay, the future card is number 9, the Hermit, so that one is the right way around. It's saying that because of the lesson of the past, and because of the collective dreams of the present that create strength, that glue this relationship together, that self-reflection is turning the right way around. Self-acknowledgement is going to become the normal. If you do something wrong, or you say something hurtful, or do something spiteful, then immediately taking responsibility for it, apologizing. And if you do something constructive, if you do something positive, or something that brings about breakthrough, something helpful, immediately taking responsibility for it. Every moment trying to be better, trying to do better, and this is for both parties, Donna and Pushkin. So you ask me, will you get married? In the present, we've got this this number 11. So this is saying that if you want that, if that is the future you're creating, it is the future he's creating. Both of you have the same outcome, the same long-term goal. The dream of the perfect life, of the life you want to create, the dream of the future you want to have, it's collective. Both of you have it. It's mutual. So if you want a marriage, then you can be sure that he wants it as well. So will you get married? That's a decision you guys have to make. It's the way it currently looks, yes, but that could change tomorrow. That could change any minute. So it's up to you. It's up to you to decide if that's what you're going to do or if it's not what you're going to do. But what you want from life and what you want from this relationship is the same as what he wants from life and what he wants from the relationship. Yeah. Your energy is so different today, Soul Guidance. When I met you on Friday, your energy was very closed off guarded. You were like suspicious. You were like weary. But today your heart is very much open. Your heart is open and flowing. Yes, you want to get married and have babies and spend your life together. Amazing. So then, I also just want to throw this idea out there that you don't have to have a legal document to say you're married, you know? That's not what marriage is. Marriage is being together and spending your life together and committing, like you were talking about commitment, committing every day to your other, committing to be there for them, committing to trust them, committing to love them every day, committing again. That is marriage, and not about a piece of paper or a ceremony or a pastor saying vows or an imam or whatever. That's not what marriage is. Daniela95, yes, I do readings today, so if you'd like a reading, just let me know, because the queue just got emptied, so yeah, I can do your reading right away. Welcome, by the way. It's fabulous to have new names and faces in the chat. Not that you have a face just yet, it's a blank profile picture, but a new name is good enough. So then I can also do general readings, or you can ask a specific question if you prefer. Fantastic. If you would love a reading, then a reading you shall have. Excuse me. A general love reading, maybe? Thank you so much, Soul Guidance, and the same to you. God bless you and your family, and if you have any children, bless them, and your children of the future, bless them. Amen. I am in a long distance relationship with Siren, and he is polygamous and I am not. He was on a date with a girl last night, which he usually doesn't do with girls. Normally he just hooks up with them and then leaves, but this time he is going on a date, so I'm worried if this connection will turn into more, or if it's just a hookup. Okay. So, I was polyamorous, I was polygamous, and I had multiple partners. And then I got into a relationship with my current partner. She expressed to me that she wasn't comfortable with the idea of polyamory or polygamy. And I said to her that I'm very much content with her. Like, I am very much content with her and our relationship, and I don't need to hang on to a memory. I'm happy to commit to her because I'm content with her. So it doesn't, what the point I'm getting at is that it doesn't work when one partner is monogamous and one partner is polygamous. Both partners have to be either polygamous or either monogamous. It doesn't really work. And as one who is polygamous, or was polygamous, a deep, committed relationship with multiple people, having a deep, intimate relationship with people, valuable and healthy, even when it's multiple people. It's like I have friends, very close friends, like family. The love that I have for them is so overwhelming, and all I want to do is express it, and I do, and I express that through patience and kindness and gentleness, self-control and compassion and generosity. I demonstrate that love through acts of service. I demonstrate that through gift giving, through all the different love languages, and also I want to take it even further and express that love through physical intimacy. And that is the difference between like having close friendships and having polygamous relationships. It's being able to express that love all the way with everyone that you love. So having random hookups with people is not polygamy. That's not polyamory. Hooking up with this girl, fucking that dude, and then never talking to them again, that's not polygamy. That is self-destructive behavior. That kind of behavior is what leads to unwanted pregnancies. It's what leads to STDs. It's very unhealthy self-destructive behavior, and it's not polygamy at all. I just feel called to express, to talk about what polygamy is and what it isn't, so that you can understand better, so you can understand with clearer, open eyes what's going on in your relationship. Now I will draw a spread for you, and I'm not going to ask if this connection that he has established, this date that he's going on, if that is going to turn into more or if it's just a hookup. I'm going to ask what advice the universe and the spirits thereof have for you, regarding this relationship and what you should do with it. So the first card that I've pulled out here is number 14. It's called Art. So this card, it kind of talks about compatibility between you and him. It's saying that you guys are pretty compatible. You work together well. You interact well in a healthy way. I don't know if you've ever had sex this card kind of talks about fantastic sex. You know, where boundaries are respected mutually. And also whenever if you start a project, he is there to help you with that project, and if he starts a project, you are there to help him. This card just talks about, like, it's saying that this is a very compatible relationship, that you guys complement one another or complete one another. In the present, I have the Ace of Discs. So this card is saying that you need to voice your concerns, and also he needs to be communicating with you. Like, he needs to tell, like, you shouldn't be consulting the spirits or seeking the guidance of a mystic or a psychic to answer these questions. He should have answered these questions for you already. He should have been telling you, like, when he says he's going on a date with this girl, he should also be talking about what his intentions for the outcome of that is. And when he goes on hookups, he should be telling you about every one of those. That's polygamy. So first of all, you need to voice your concerns. If you're feeling like you're being pushed out, or if you're afraid that you're going to be replaced, or that your connection is going to disintegrate or dissolve, because this new connection is coming up, you need to voice that and talk about it, communicate it with him, and also he needs to be communicating with you. So he is doing what he can. He is communicating. He understands that it's important to communicate, to tell you about the dates that he goes on, to tell you about his hookups. He understands it's important, but there's more. There's more that he needs to be communicating. And this card, you can't tell him you need to communicate more, but you can encourage him to communicate more by, firstly, you communicating to him, by being the example, by communicating to him what your concerns are and asking the questions that are bothering you. That will encourage him to be more vulnerable, if you are also vulnerable. It doesn't tell you unless you ask. Well, perhaps tell him that you would like to not have to ask, and see what he says to that. That's not healthy. When you talk about your concerns, he gets annoyed and says you're tripping. That's not healthy. Well, it's just immature. Healthy, unhealthy, it's just immature is what it is. That's all I can say about it. Future interval is 5 of Swords. It's immature of him to push away your concerns and tell you you're tripping and ask you not to be concerned, because they are valid concerns, and you're not polygamous, and he's not exactly going about polygamy in a very responsible, mature way. But this 5 of Swords in the position of the future, it's saying to you that you need to focus on your own purpose. It's saying that you have goals, you have life goals, you have desires, and you're applying your will in order to accomplish those desires. That's purpose. That's the purpose you've set for yourself. And you have certain amounts of knowledge and experience and resources in order to move towards your goals, and that's what you should be focusing all of your attention on. This long-term relationship and his polygamy is kind of in the way. It's kind of distracting you or pulling you away from your own personal goals, your own destination, your own life goals. So this final card, it's not telling you that you should leave the relationship or that you should dump him or whatever. It's saying that you are compatible. The two of you are compatible. A lot of things need to shift, but you guys are at your root compatible. Communication needs to be improved in the present. You guys need to it needs to be more freely. You need to be able to communicate more freely, and he needs to start communicating more vulnerably. But what you need to do, because you can't change him, you can't force him to change. So what you can do though is focus on yourself and focus on your mission and goals. Make that number one priority, and either the relationship will develop in a positive and healthy way and the issues that you have will get resolved, or the distance will widen and widen and widen, and the more time you spend working on yourself takes it away from him, and that shouldn't be the case. If you guys are really meant to be, then you working on yourself should make the relationship stronger, even at a distance. But if you're working on yourself and you're getting, the distance is growing, that means he's not vibrating on the same frequency with you. The more you vibrate with yourself authentically, the further away from him you get. So it should be that the more you work on yourself and you vibrate authentically according to yourself, you should get closer to him, because he should be doing the same, trying to vibrate closer to his authentic self. You always tell him that you want you both to be honest with each other about everything. Well, you've already told him that. You don't have to repeat yourself. It should be a given by now. It should be a given. Any relationship, whether romantic or not, whether monogamous or polygamous, it should be 100% honest. Otherwise, it doesn't work. I sentence you to live. Says hi. Welcome. I sentence you to live. You made a blood ritual bond. Hectic. I'm very curious about that. My partner and I also have a blood ritual bond, and I'll tell you about that, but I'm curious to hear about how yours worked. What was the intention in your blood pact? What was it about? What did the symbol of the ritual accomplish for you guys? What was the spell's intention? I can call you sentence for ease. Thank you. Can I call you to live? You to live, or just to live, or I sentence, or sentence you. I'm kidding, I'll just call you sentence. It makes sense. So, Daniela, my partner and I, shortly after we met, not so shortly, a couple months after we met, we performed a blood ceremony. Thank you for that follow. We performed a blood ceremony, but it wasn't for our relationship. It wasn't to make us an item. It wasn't to bind us together eternally. The point was to help her break through some conditions. There were things that she had been taught to believe by society and by people in her life that were not serving her, that were keeping her away from her authentic self or following her dream and fulfilling her purposes. And so we did an antimony ceremony which involved bloodletting. The point of it was to break through those taboos. It was to break through the things that she'd been taught were supposed to be taboo, or things that were forbidden that she needed to. The obstacles, the conditioned obstacles. The point was to break through conditioned obstacles. And I performed the same ritual for myself. And we used the same chalice. So our blood went into the same chalice. So it kind of, what happened was, the blood bond is that we together break through social conditioning and religious conditioning and beliefs that hold a person captive, beliefs that keep you away from following your dreams. It was like a commitment to one another, like I will be here to challenge you to break through those conditions, and you will be there to challenge me to break through those conditions. And that was like the point of our blood bond. Well, it wasn't really, the intention wasn't to bind us, but it happened as like a side effect because we used the same chalice, and it's beautiful. And yours was to bind your souls together and love each other forever. Very interesting. So that'll happen. That has happened. That is the truth for you guys. Your souls are bound together and you will love each other forever. But that doesn't mean it will look the way you expect it. Like, I don't have to be sexually intimate with someone to love them. I don't have to be married to someone to love them. I don't have to be someone's romantic partner to love them. I'm just throwing that out there, you know? Being soul-bound and loving someone is not... it's not a condition. Romance and sex is not a condition of soul bonds and love. That's the point I was making. So, in other words, I'm basically letting you know that your relationship to Siron, I think you said his name was, will change. It will change this way and it will change that way. But you will always be bound together. And what that means is that when he goes through something, you will go through the same thing. Not on a physical level. If he gets beat up, it doesn't mean you're going to get beat up. But the emotional experience he has as a result of being beat up, you will go through that same emotional experience. And that has been my experience of soul bonds and blood bonds. Yeah. And the same will apply to you. If you go through something, he's going to go through it with you. Even if it doesn't look the same for him as it looks for you, the frequency of what you guys go through will always be the same. You guys will always be on the same frequency, and you will always love one another, and you will always be dear to one another, but the relationship will change throughout your lives. You'll be closer, and then you'll not be so close, and then you'll be closer, and it's just going to change a lot. I mean, change is the only thing that's consistent in our human lives. And then sentence, you're welcome to request a reading if you would like a reading. Yeah. I'm gonna end the stream at 5 o'clock. It's now 4:45, so got a few minutes left. I'm gonna end it at 5 because the sun sets earlier these days and I've still got hordes to feed. I've got a cow and like 100 chickens and 13 pigs, and they all need feeding, and a dog and a cat. You'd like a love reading, please. You'd like advice on how to become a better partner and to improve your listening skills. That's fantastic questions. That's fantastic that you're asking these questions. Do I know or see if Siren and this girl's connection will turn into something more, Tom? More, or is it just a hookup? So my intuition tells me that it is already more than just a hookup. That it's been more than a hookup already for a while. This girl is someone that he's known for a bit longer than he's letting on. This might be their first date, but it's not the first time they're interacting. My intuition tells me that they have not hooked up. Maybe they did yesterday. Maybe they did when they went on this date, but until then it was all about intellect and emotional communication. So it's already more than just a hookup. It's nothing compared to your relationship. You know, you, Daniela, and your relationship to Siren, it's nothing like that. This connection he has to this girl is nothing like the connection you guys have, but it's already more than just a hookup. Okay. Ish. You're throwing petrol on the fire there, sentence. 3 days ago is the past, by the way, Daniela. Alright, so, what advice do the spirits have for sentence on how to be a better partner, and what he can be changing and improving, where he could be compromising for the sake of his partner? How can he improve his listening skills, or her listening skills? That's beside the point, Daniela. The point is that it's already more than just a hookup. And you also know that. You have a gut feeling, like you read the messages. You know that it's already more than just a hookup. Have you read the messages of his hookups? Probably not. So the fact that he let you read these messages, it already implies that it's more than just a hookup. Three of Wands. Three is about hope. Three is about awareness, light. And Wands is about desires and intentions. So this card, as the first card, is something that's already happened. It's in the past. And so it's talking about being self-aware regarding your own intentions in this relationship. Like, what is your intention going into this relationship? What is your what do you intend to create out of this relationship? Like, what are your hopes for the relationship? And also awareness of what is going to be required of you in order to see that desire become true, in order to see that desire come into fruition, what you desire from this relationship and what you desire within the relationship, what is going to be required of you, what level of changes you're going to have to go through, how much of yourself you're going to have to sacrifice. Basically, being aware of the requirements to see your desire fulfilled. Ish. You desire absolute honesty, and yet you dishonestly are accessing his Facebook. Daniela. Whatever you're doing to him, he's doing to you, just by the way. That's how it works. So if you're hiding something from him, he's hiding something from you. If you're cheating on him, he's cheating on you. If you're spying on him, he's spying on you. Just with different tools. Okay, so we've examined the past. Moving into the present for your sentence, we've got the Hanged Man in the present. Number 12 of the trump. So the Hanged Man is what you're doing in the present. You are looking for ways that you can become a better partner, looking for ways that you can improve your listening skills. So that requires some changes in yourself and requires some discipline, some self-sacrifice. You know, putting yourself second, or certain aspects of yourself, compromising on things that you wanted or didn't want. And that is uncomfortable. But you want to improve the relationship, that's a higher priority, so you're deliberately exposing yourself to these discomforts, knowing that you're going to find the breakthrough by doing this. And that card is basically encouraging you. It's saying, well done, that is the right way forward, and endure, hold tight, because you will find the breakthrough and you will adapt. Like whatever changes you're making to habits or lifestyle that are uncomfortable, you will adjust and it will stop being so uncomfortable. You will find a breakthrough within your own comfort and within the status of the relationship, whether the healthiness of the relationship. The things that you are desired, and you're aware of what's required of you in order to see those desires realized, this is you applying that. This is you making the changes, doing what's required of you. So you're asking me and the spirits, what can you do? You're already doing things. You're already applying yourself towards those ends. Future interval, Princess of Wands. So in this card, the princess is leaping. She's leaping forward towards a flame, and that's a symbol of her following her own inner guidance. She's leaping forward towards her desires, and she's following her intuition to get there. There is a tiger, a dead tiger, that lays behind her, is falling away. And that tiger is a symbol of fear, anxiety, fear of the unknown, uncertainty. So she is slaying that. She's, by following her intuition, by leaping towards her desires and trusting in her intuition, she is killing that tiger of fear. Like, it's no longer applicable. She doesn't have to worry about the things she doesn't know, because she will just follow her intuition, and she knows that if there are any obstacles that come up along the way, she can overcome them by applying creative solutions, and by enduring, and by deliberately putting herself into a position that's uncomfortable and self-sacrificing. She can overcome any obstacle that she encounters. So that is, it's basically saying to you that you are aware, like you said, you are aware of where you're lacking, and you want to become better. And so getting to that place of being better is a matter of following your intuition, because it's a desire, you want it. So now go towards it, follow your intuition to get there. And through your intuition and through your creativity, you will overcome any obstacle between you and that destination. Yes, creative solutions, ingenuity. You know, if there's a problem that you're faced with, you apply your creativity, you think about it, you use your ingenuity. This Hanged Man card, typically you can make your breakthroughs by enduring, by just enduring. This card, however, when it's reversed, implies that it's not going to get better just by enduring. Like, there's discomfort, so much discomfort in fact that it's like suffering. It's like you're suffering, and the method of just knuckling down and enduring through that pain is not enough. You're going to have to come up with some kind of creative solution in order to get out of that position. But when this card is the right way, it's saying that the discomfort will fade, you will adapt, you will find the breakthrough, just hang in there. Sentence says, thanks a lot for that, it was amazing. I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you. And it's now 16:59:07, so basically like less than a minute, and then I'm gonna end the stream. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Sentence. If you haven't already followed me, please give me that follow. Yeah, so you can come and join me when I do other things. You can come chat to me when I'm doing my sketching, when I'm drawing. You can come and get spells and healing and all the other things that I do on this channel. Yeah. I'm looking forward to what's on the horizon. Thank you so much. You like my voice. Thanks. I get a lot of compliments on my eyes and my voice. In fact, my eyes and voice have been a big topic of conversation on this channel since it started. But anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to be doing some sketching tomorrow, sketch art, and chatting, and music, you know, listening to music, drawing, and chatting. So I'll see you then. Hope you guys have a fantastic Mother's Day, and enjoy the remainder of your weekend, if it is still weekend. I know if you guys are in Australia, you'll be waking up and it'll be Monday morning. But anyway, enjoy. If you're in Australia or Japan or whatever, and it's Monday morning, enjoy your Monday morning. If it's if you're in the US or Canada and it's and it's Sunday morning, enjoy it. And if you're in Europe or Africa and it's midday towards evening, enjoy the last few hours of your weekend. Peace be with you all.